Bread has long been a staple of many diets, but not all varieties serve the same purpose, nutritionally speaking. While some loaves provide a valuable source of fiber, essential B vitamins, and digestive support, others offer little more than refined starches. In today's guide, we'll examine which types of bread genuinely contribute to better health, and which are best consumed in moderation. If you care about making thoughtful choices for your well-being, this ranking is for you. And don't miss the last one. It's not your everyday bread. Trust me, it's worth the wait. Let's get into it. Bagels often get written off, but they bring more to the table than you might think. Thanks to dense wheat flour and their larger size, they pack more protein and keep you fuller longer. They're also a solid energy source, great for active mornings or post-workout meals. Their real strength? Bagels go equally well with avocado and eggs or nut butter and fruit, swinging between savory and sweet with ease. Plus, some are fortified with iron and B vitamins. But here's the catch. A single bagel can equal 2 to 3 slices of bread in carbs and calories. Most are made with refined white flour, meaning low fiber and fast blood sugar spikes. Sodium can also be sky high, and flavored varieties often sneak in added sugars. Toppings like cream cheese or butter can quickly undo the benefits. That's why bagels land in the B tier. They're filling and versatile, but best enjoyed with balance, smart toppings, and a close look at the label. Sourdough bread is more than just a trend. It is the real deal when it comes to both flavor and function. Made through natural fermentation, it introduces beneficial bacteria and helps break down compounds that block mineral absorption. That means better digestion and easier access to nutrients like iron, zinc, and magnesium. Its slow fermentation also gives it a lower glycemic index, helping to keep blood sugar levels more stable than regular white bread. Many people with mild gluten sensitivity even find sourdough easier to dig. What really makes sourdough stand out is its flavor. With just flour, water, salt, and thyme, it develops a deep, tangy taste. No sugar, no additives required. It pairs perfectly with savory toppings like eggs, hummus, or avocado. Sourdough earns its S-tier ranking not because it is flashy, but because it is thoughtful. When made the traditional way, it proves that old-school methods still deliver the best results for your digestion, your energy, and your taste buds. Pumpernickel sounds hearty, and in its traditional form, it can be. Made with whole rye flour and baked slowly, it offers a lower glycemic index than white bread and contains resistant starch, which can help support blood sugar control. Its deep, savory flavor pairs beautifully with smoked salmon, sharp cheeses, or fermented toppings. And when made the old-fashioned way, it keeps things simple, no added sugar, no preservatives, just real ingredients. The problem is most store-bought versions do not follow that model. Instead, they rely on refined rye flour, caramel coloring, and added sugars or molasses to mimic the look and taste. Sodium is often high, sometimes over 250 milligrams per slice, and both protein and fiber content tend to fall short. It still contains gluten, and nutritionally, it often lags behind breads like whole wheat or sourdough. That is why pumpernickel lands in the C tier. It looks hearty, but unless it is the real, whole kernel kind, it is more style than substance. Pain Viennois strikes a rare balance. Comforting, slightly sweet, yet more satisfying than your average white bread. Made with milk, butter, and sometimes eggs, it is soft, creamy, and surprisingly filling. The added fat and protein help slow digestion, providing steadier energy compared to pastries or plain toast. It also offers a nutritional edge, with more protein, B vitamins, calcium, and selenium than typical refined loaves. Its mild flavor and tender texture make it especially appealing to children and older adults. And whether you're spreading jam or stacking ham and cheese, it works beautifully with both sweet and savory toppings. When made fresh or sourced from a good bakery, it tends to be simple and minimally processed. That said, it is still made with refined flour and usually contains at least a teaspoon of sugar per slice. The dairy and butter content also makes it unsuitable for vegans or people with dairy allergies. Pain Viennois earns its A-tier spot for being soft, versatile, and far more nourishing than it looks. Whole wheat bread does not need to stand out to be essential. When made with 100% whole grains, it offers the full package, bran, germ, and endosperm, all working together to deliver fiber, key minerals, and long-lasting energy. That fiber helps lower cholesterol and supports healthy blood pressure, while plant-based protein and B vitamins aid metabolism and muscle repair. It is also rich in nutrients that support brain health, including zinc, magnesium, and folate. The complex carbohydrates digest slowly, helping regulate blood sugar and keeping you fuller for longer. Plus, it is incredibly versatile, perfect for sandwiches, avocado toast, or a simple snack with nut butter. However, not all wheat bread is truly whole wheat. Some store-bought versions use refined flour and include added sugar or preservatives. Always look for 100% whole wheat listed first and check the sodium content, especially if it is part of your daily routine. Whole wheat bread earns its S-tier status by doing the basics right. Nutrient-dense, heart-smart, and reliable. A pantry staple built for everyday health. Potato bread is a classic comfort choice, with a soft, slightly sweet texture that works well for toast, sandwiches, or breakfast pairings. Thanks to the addition of potato starch, it is often moister than regular white bread and a bit gentler on digestion. It also offers small nutritional boosts, including potassium, folate, and magnesium, and typically has a lower glycemic index compared to standard white loaves. Many store-bought versions are enriched with iron and B vitamins, which adds to their nutrition profile on paper. But do not be misled by the name. Most potato breads still rely heavily on refined white flour, with only a small amount of actual potato in the mix. Some also contain added sugars and push sodium levels beyond 200 milligrams per slice. That is why potato bread falls into the B tier. It is a tastier, slightly improved version of white bread and works well in moderation. But when it comes to long-term nutrition, it cannot quite compete with whole grain options. Ciabatta strikes a balance between light and hearty. With its crisp crust and airy interior, it is satisfying without feeling heavy. Traditional recipes skip added sugar, using olive oil and slow fermentation to create flavor and texture. That process not only enhances taste, it can also support easier digestion. Ciabatta makes an excellent sandwich base, perfect for lean meats, grilled vegetables, or egg-based fillings. Some artisan versions even provide a bit more protein and micronutrients than standard white bread, especially when made with higher protein flour. However, most ciabatta is still made with refined flour, which means low fiber unless otherwise noted. Sodium can also creep up. Some slices contain more than 200 milligrams, and while its texture is light, it still digests quickly, especially without balanced toppings. Ciabatta earns its A-tier rating for being functional, flavorful, and refreshingly simple. It is not a nutritional powerhouse, but is clean, satisfying, and a strong option when used as part of a well-rounded meal. White bread is not evil, but nutritionally, it plays a pretty limited role. It is soft, neutral, and easy to digest, which makes it a common choice for picky eaters, sensitive stomachs, or quick sandwiches. Most commercial loaves are also fortified with iron, folate, and B vitamins, replacing some of what is lost during processing. It is affordable, has a long shelf life, and pairs well with balanced toppings like eggs, turkey, or nut butter. But here is the reality. White bread is made from refined flour, which means the fiber, antioxidants, and natural nutrients have been stripped away. It has a high glycemic index, so it digests quickly, leading to spikes and crashes in blood sugar. Many versions also contain added sugars or low-quality oils, and without fiber or healthy fats, it is not very filling. That is why white bread falls into the C tier. It is familiar and convenient, and it serves a purpose, but for long-term health, it works better as a backup than a foundation. Rye bread does not make a lot of noise, but it delivers where it counts. When made from 100% whole rye, it becomes one of the most fiber-rich breads available, offering both soluble and insoluble fiber to support digestion, heart health, and blood sugar control. Its low glycemic index makes it ideal for steady energy, while rye's unique lignans and antioxidants bring added health benefits. You also get key micronutrients like magnesium, selenium, and B vitamins, all packed into a slice that is dense, hearty, and incredibly filling. It helps you stay satisfied longer and can reduce the urge for unnecessary snacking. Rye's fermentable fibers also support healthy gut bacteria, making it a win for digestion. But quality matters. Many store-bought rye breads are mostly wheat flour with caramel coloring. Look for 100% whole rye, ideally fermented. The flavor is bold and earthy, not for everyone, but pairs beautifully with smoked fish, mustard, or sharp cheese. Rye earns its S-tier ranking quietly, but confidently. It is not trendy. It is timeless, functional, and deeply nourishing. The classic baguette proves that simple does not mean basic. Made with just flour, water, yeast, and salt, it stays true to tradition. No additives, no oils, and no sugar required. Thanks to slow fermentation and a well-developed gluten structure, it delivers that iconic crispy crust and chewy interior. Real texture without the heaviness. Even though it uses refined flour, a baguette often contains more protein and B vitamins than standard sandwich bread. It also pairs beautifully with nutrient-dense toppings like eggs, hummus, avocado, lean meats, or cheese. When fresh, it is flavorful, versatile, and deeply satisfying. That said, it is low in fiber and digests quickly, so is best enjoyed alongside protein or healthy fats. Sodium can add up in sandwich form, and its light texture makes it easy to overeat if you're not paying attention. The baguette earns its A-tier ranking by mastering the fundamentals. Fresh, balanced, and timeless. It is not just a cultural icon, but a smart, refined bread for modern, well-rounded meals. Brioche is bread in luxury mode, soft, buttery, and rich. With eggs and butter in the dough, it delivers more protein and fat than regular white bread, which helps promote better satiety and longer-lasting energy, especially at breakfast. Its pillowy texture makes it ideal for children, picky eaters, or anyone with chewing difficulties. It also stands out in specialty dishes, from French toast to fruit-topped breakfasts or elevated sandwiches. Nutritionally, brioche does offer some benefits. Many versions are fortified with B vitamins, iron, and selenium. However, it is still made from refined flour, and that signature richness comes with trade-offs: higher levels of saturated fat, moderate sugar, and a calorie count that can add up fast. Most store-bought varieties contain preservatives and very little fiber, which limits their long-term value. That balance places brioche in the B tier, a flavorful, upgraded alternative to plain white bread. Enjoy it occasionally. And when you do, pair it with something fresh, protein-rich, or fiber-dense to round out the indulgence. CHALLAH blends tradition with nutrition better than most enriched breads. Made with eggs, it naturally contains more protein, B vitamins, selenium, and zinc, giving it a surprising nutrient edge over typical white bread. Its balanced fat-to-carb ratio helps with blood sugar stability, and the flavor? Slightly sweet, but not overdone. Soft, tender, and easy to digest, it's especially friendly for kids, elders, or anyone wanting a gentler bread. It also carries cultural weight, often tied to Jewish tradition and intentional, mindful eating. And when paired with lean proteins, nut butters, or fruit spreads, it holds up beautifully in both savory and sweet meals. Still, CHALLAH is usually made with refined flour and low in fiber unless whole wheat versions are used. Sugar and sodium levels can vary, especially in store-bought or raisin-filled varieties. Not vegan-friendly either, due to eggs and sometimes butter. That said, CHALLAH earns its A-tier spot by offering substance with softness. When enjoyed as part of a balanced plate, it's as nourishing as it is comforting. Multigrain bread is not just trendy, it is one of the most nutritionally complete breads you can buy. Made with a blend of whole grains like oats, millet, flax, quinoa, and barley, it delivers a broader spectrum of fiber, plant-based protein, and essential minerals such as magnesium, zinc, and B vitamins. This powerful mix supports everything from brain function and heart health to improved blood sugar control. With complex carbohydrates and plenty of fiber, it offers steady energy and helps you stay full longer, making it a smart, satisfying base for real meals. When made the right way, it is naturally low in sugar and fat, and its nutty, hearty flavor works with both sweet and savory toppings. That kind of balance earns multigrain bread its spot in the S tier, a rare case where flavor, function, and flexibility come together in every slice. Just be sure to check for 100% whole grain on the label and skip the versions with added sugar or refined fillers. Focaccia brings bold flavor and real versatility to the table. Made with olive oil, it offers heart-healthy fats and rich texture without relying on butter or lard. The crust is crisp, the inside soft and airy, making each bite deeply satisfying. It's often topped with herbs, garlic, or roasted vegetables, adding antioxidants and extra flavor with minimal effort. Nutritionally, focaccia delivers more than your average white bread, offering a modest boost in B vitamins, iron, and selenium. It pairs beautifully with salads, lean proteins, soups, or even as a sandwich base for a savory twist on classics. That said, most focaccia is still made with refined flour and can be high in sodium, especially if it's topped with olives, cheese, or coarse salt. The fat content is higher too, thanks to generous olive oil use, and fiber stays low unless whole wheat is used. Still, focaccia earns its A-tier rating by balancing indulgence with function. When made well and eaten mindfully, it's flavorful, flexible, and a standout companion to wholesome meals. English muffins are a breakfast classic for a reason. They toast quickly, pair easily with eggs, nut butter, or cheese, and have that signature nooks and crannies texture that holds spreads without turning soggy. Many versions are fortified with iron, B vitamins, and selenium, giving them a nutritional edge over plain white bread. Whole grain varieties offer a fiber boost, and they're lighter and easier to digest than bagels. But they're not without drawbacks. White versions are low in fiber and can lead to quick hunger unless paired with protein or fat. Flavor types like honey wheat or raisin often sneak in added sugar, and sodium can climb above 200 milligrams per muffin. Most are also made with refined flour unless labeled whole grain. So while English muffins are convenient and versatile, they rely heavily on what you pair them with to provide real nutrition. On their own, they're more of a support player than a star. Useful, reliable, and easy to work with. That's what makes them a solid B-tier bread. Pain to Campaign is rustic, hearty, and quietly smart. Made with a blend of whole grain flours like wheat, rye, or spelt, it offers more fiber and micronutrients than standard white or even basic wheat breads. Its sourdough fermentation helps reduce the glycemic impact, supports digestion, and makes minerals like magnesium and iron more bioavailable. With just flour, water, salt, and starter, it keeps things clean, naturally low in sugar and fat. Its crisp crust and chewy interior create a satisfying texture, and it pairs beautifully with nutrient-rich toppings like eggs, avocado, smoked salmon, or roasted vegetables. Deeply rooted in French tradition, it is designed for everyday meals, simple, functional, and filling. Of course, quality matters. Some bakery versions cut corners with refined flour or excess salt, and the tangy flavor or dense crust might not suit every palate. But when done right, Pain de Campagne earns its S-tier spot, bringing together nutrition, flavor, and tradition in a loaf that supports daily health without compromise. LEFSE is a soft, potato-based flatbread that blends comfort, culture, and versatility. Traditionally made with whole potatoes, flour, butter, and salt, it is gentle on digestion and has a lower glycemic impact than many other breads, especially when kept simple. Its tender, rollable texture makes it a smart alternative to tortillas or wraps, perfect for fillings like eggs, smoked fish, nut butter, or even fresh berries. Nutritionally, LEFSE brings subtle perks: potassium, vitamin B6, selenium, and a touch of iron. And while it is deeply rooted in Norwegian tradition, its adaptability makes it feel right at home in modern meals. That said, LEFSE is naturally low in protein and fiber, so it works best when paired with nutrient-dense toppings. Sweet variations with cinnamon sugar or jam are common, and store-bought versions may include preservatives or overly processed ingredients. That thoughtful balance earns LEFSE its A-tier ranking, a flatbread that is soft, satisfying, and uniquely nourishing, offering just enough room for both tradition and smart customization. Pita bread is one of the most functional breads out there. Its built-in pocket makes it incredibly easy to portion and fill, whether with lean protein, vegetables, hummus, or fresh greens. Whole wheat versions provide a strong fiber boost, which supports satiety and blood sugar balance, while even standard white varieties tend to be low in fat and sugar. PITA also offers modest amounts of plant-based protein, plus B vitamins and selenium that help fuel energy and brain function. It toasts beautifully, folds cleanly, and stands up well to dips, making it a go-to choice for Mediterranean-style meals or simple, satisfying snacks. Of course, not all pita is created equal. White versions lack fiber, some package types are high in sodium or preservatives, and it dries out quickly if not stored properly. Choosing whole wheat and eating it fresh makes a big difference. That mix of practicality and nutrition earns pita its A-tier rank, a clean, everyday bread that adapts to your routine and makes smarter eating almost effortless. KAISER rolls bring structure and satisfaction to the sandwich game. With a crisp crust and soft interior, they hold up well to hearty fillings like eggs, grilled meats, or roasted vegetables. Each roll delivers about 8 grams of protein, more than your average slice of bread, and they're often made with fortified flour, providing a good source of B vitamins, iron, and selenium. For white bread, they're surprisingly nutrient-dense. Rooted in Austrian and German baking traditions, KAISER rolls offer balanced texture and a neutral base that works well in savory or breakfast-style meals. That said, most versions still rely on refined white flour, which means low fiber and quicker digestion. Sodium can run high, often over 300 milligrams per roll, and sweetened variations may include added sugars. Without the support of fiber or protein-rich toppings, they may not keep you full for long. That places KAISER rolls in the B tier, dependable and satisfying, especially when paired wisely or made with whole grains, but not the most balanced option on their own. KNACKEBROD, or crisp bread, is minimalist by design, but big on nutrition. Made from 100% whole rye, it is packed with both soluble and insoluble fiber, which support digestion, stabilize blood sugar, and help you feel fuller for longer. Though each slice is light and low in calories, it is dense with minerals like magnesium and selenium, plus B vitamins that aid energy and brain function. It is shelf-stable, easy to pack, and pairs beautifully with nutrient-rich toppings like avocado, smoked fish, cottage cheese, or nut butter. As a staple of Nordic diets, known for promoting heart health and longevity, crisp bread has proven staying power. Still, its dry, crunchy texture and bold rye flavor may not suit everyone. It is not ideal for sensitive teeth, and traditional versions contain gluten and moderate sodium. That balance of substance and simplicity earns crisp bread its S-tier ranking, a humble, high-functioning option that delivers clean ingredients, lasting fuel, and quiet reliability in every bite. Soda bread is as simple as it gets. No yeast, no proofing, just baking soda and buttermilk for lift and flavor. Often made with wholemeal flour, it delivers a solid dose of fiber and key micronutrients, especially in enriched or traditional versions. Its dense, hearty crumb makes it more filling than white bread, and its mild, rustic flavor works beautifully with both sweet and savory pairings. Think fruit preserves, sharp cheese, or a bowl of hearty stew. It is also one of the easiest breads to make at home. With minimal ingredients and zero kneading required, it is a practical, old-fashioned option for those looking to avoid processed loaves. That said, soda bread's dense, crumbly texture is not for everyone. It tends to dry out quickly, and some modern recipes include added sugar or fats that cut into its nutritional edge. It is also less suited for sandwiches or toast-style meals. That balance puts soda bread in the B tier. Humble, filling, and nutritionally respectable, best enjoyed as a wholesome side rather than your daily go-to. Banana bread blends comfort with nutrition when made thoughtfully. Real bananas provide natural sweetness, potassium, and vitamin B6, great for mood, metabolism, and brain support. When baked with whole wheat flour and minimal sugar, it becomes a fiber-rich, blood sugar-friendly option that beats most traditional cakes in nutrient value. Its moist, satisfying texture encourages portion control, and it works well as a snack, breakfast, or light dessert. Plus, it's easy to customize. Add walnuts for healthy fats, flaxseed for omega-3s, or Greek yogurt for extra protein. Still, it's not perfect. Commercial versions can pack over 20 g of sugar per slice, and the dense crumb means it's calorie-dense, even in small portions. It often includes butter, eggs, and gluten unless adjusted for dietary needs. Some store-bought options also contain preservatives or artificial flavors. Banana bread earns its A-tier spot for being more than a treat. With the right ingredients and balance, it delivers real nutrition alongside real comfort, making it a smarter indulgence you can feel good about. So, next time you reach for a slice, think beyond the crust. From fiber-rich rye to vitamin-packed sprouted loaves, the right bread can do more than fill you up. It can fuel your body, support your gut, and elevate your health one bite at a time. Hit like if you found your new favorite, drop a comment with your go-to loaf, and don't forget to subscribe for more smart food picks. Back-end index pointing right, eat smarter. Feel better. Stay full of life, starting with your bread.